All right, what do we have here? We're in the middle of the desert. Hey, Vicente, we are here in Tornillo. We were told to get off their property, and I got a video of the gentleman telling me to get out of this area to stand behind. I have to stand behind this gate right here because I was not allowed on their property. So I am recording from outside of the facility, and I'm going to give you some information that a very reliable source gave to me about what's going to happen in this facility and why this facility is being reopened. Now, what's important here is you understand that everything I'm going to tell you is information from people I know that have connections with this facility. Okay, as I mentioned before, I have some Border Patrol friends, I have friends in ICE, I have friends in Customs, I have friends in all these organizations. And when you're ex-military, you tend to have friends that do jobs in these areas. And so every now and then, they get tired of the lies and the fake media. And when you got friends in the media, you get friends in these organizations, and they want to get the real news out, so they don't want to have the false lies being told anymore. There's some people out here, I think, taking a look at what's going on. Well, let's turn around. They're out here. They wanted to see if they could see inside the structure. But why don't we go talk to them real quick, see if they want to talk. See what they're doing here. All right. Hey guys, what brings you out here today? Injustice? I'm Ben from Sun City Livestreams. We're a Facebook page. We do news, all kinds of things. Let me give you my card so you guys know I'm not just some crazy dude asking you questions. Here you go. What brings you out, man? What guys looking for?
Well, we have visitors. We're just interested. They wanted to see
they wanted to see
what this was all about.
Yeah. I got some news I'm reporting now. I received some information from a friend of mine who, actually several different friends who work in these facilities, some specifically here and also in Border Patrol. I'm getting ready to share with the audience here. If you guys want to stick around, listen, I'll be happy to. You might be shocked, you might not. But this is interesting information.
So we're visiting from the Northeast, and
Yeah.
we heard that.
I'm from the Northeast.
Awesome.
We drove all the way from the Northeast.
Yeah, from where?
I'm up by Sean Haggerty.
Okay, we're from Boston.
Oh, I'm not that far.
Okay.
I'm not that far northeast. I'm from Northeast El Paso. Hey, but Northeast is Northeast,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you came all the way from Boston.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so we're here visiting friends, but also we heard that this particular facility, even though they had closed it after community resistance to the fact that they were holding kids here, we heard that they're reopening it.
Yes, that's what I'm getting ready to report on that.
And we heard that, CBP thinks that just because they're holding adults here who are single adults, that for some reason that justifies it. And
Okay. I'll explain why it's happening so you guys get a better picture of what's going on.
yeah, that'd be helpful.
Yeah, that's what we do. We try to bring all the news that's not really being told. Now, it might not agree with everybody's agenda, but we keep it unfiltered. That's why we run live. We're doing live right now. We're nationwide. So, hey,
Okay, hi.
Boston and all the way down. So we're going to report. I got some information yesterday about this facility and what they're actually opening it for. And so let me say, all right, guys, ready? I'm going to give you the news that you're not hearing in the media because I don't know why they're not reporting this. But the fact of the matter is there's two reasons why this facility is being open and why it's for adults. Okay, more specifically, this facility is going to be housing the men that have come over. Okay? And there's a reason for that. In the other holding areas where the men are, there's being reports, and I can't tell you the number of reports because I don't have that information. But the reports are as follows: that there are men who are buying children, let me put it this way: they are renting children within the facility from women. So they come here with money and they get caught, of course, and they're put in these facilities. And what is happening right now on a few cases, which is why they're separating the men, is because a lot of women may or may not be the mothers because they haven't been DNA tested yet. But in the evening times, there's starting to become more of a little prostitution thing happening. So for the women's safety and for the children's safety, they're putting the men here because they're finding out that the women are being abused also in these facilities. And the men are, of course, they're not admitting to this, but they're being able to communicate with the other people within the facility to verify that that is what's happening. So the men here are not all of them are guilty. That's the unfortunate part. But when you have a few bad seeds, they take action to make sure that everybody is protected. Now, the second thing that's happening is they're finding that there's false marriages being applied in Mexico with fake papers. And so what they're doing now is the men and women are coming together as a couple, and they're finding the men, it's more predominantly the men than the women, are asking ACLU and attorneys here for help to get the divorce legal in the United States. Now, again, these reports are coming from inside the facility that the media is not reporting, but that's the case, not the divorce thing, but the child and the abuse of the women is what this facility is going to be used for, to keep the men from harming the men, the children, and the women. So they're hiring I can't even give you the number. There's a huge number of security that they're hiring. They're actually going through orientations and doing things like that. Of course, I don't think they're here today. It's a weekend. But there's hundreds of security agents they're hiring to work with CBP and ICE. It's actually going to be ICE. And they're here so that they could help monitor the pods. Now, they're supposed to hold up to 2,500 people here. That's what the report is telling us. How many people within each pod or each tent is not known at this time, based on the way they're going to design the pods inside with the beds and all this. But as we're hearing right now, it's 2,500 people they're estimating. I don't think they have 2,500 right now, because the numbers have dropped significantly over the last few days, actually last few weeks. But they're preparing for the worst because there's supposedly some new caravans coming, and they want to make sure they don't make the same mistakes they made in the past. And therefore, they felt it's necessary here. Now, where the children are going to stay, are they're going to stay still in the facilities that are made out of, of brick and mortar, where the air conditioning and all that's at. So you got to understand, at the same time, they don't want to overcrowd those facilities anymore. So they felt the best and quickest way to do it is to come back out here in Tornillo. It's way out here in the desert, guys. You want to take a look, see we're out here in nothing. We're out here with nothing. It's a desert out here. But they put the infrastructure and all that stuff in place. So, all right, guys, have a safe trip.
Yeah, well,
you want to comment? Have a comment?
Well, I just want to. It's just like the people in the United States to think that it's more safe to put people just in different cages rather than questioning why we're putting people in cages to begin with. Because if you ask me, that's the safety risk. Why are we putting people in cages by the thousands?
Sure.
If that wasn't happening, we wouldn't have these issues. And why aren't they asking about the safety of the people being held in these prisons, being abused by CBP and ICE? So that's really my question.
Okay. Hey, thank you
for
guys.
reporting the truth.
Sure, thank you. And you guys be safe, all right? Take care.
You too.
All right, bye, guys. All right, so there's a visitor from Boston and her thoughts. Again, I'm just bringing you information that I was given from somewhere else. Now, will this be showed on the media? I don't know. People are going to call this fake news. People are going to call what I'm telling you are lies. But there's a reason why they're separating the adults. I mean, you got to use some logic. If you think about it, it makes sense. You want to separate the children from the ones that might be doing harm. Okay? So I think it's important we understand that you could take what I'm giving you with a grain of salt, and that's fine. I don't blame you. You take all media with a grain of salt. You take all news reports with a grain of salt, because if you just believe it flat out, you're going to be deceived, and you're going to probably fall for some deception and some lies. But my intention is to bring you guys information that I've heard from those that might be inside these facilities that are actually doing the job, and understand that there is a filter that happens when it goes through the actual mainstream media. Okay, so if we're going to say that the situation that I explained is not happening, we'd be just ignoring some truth that might be putting people in danger. If we say what I'm telling you guys is absolute 100% truth, then that would be a lie also, because it's not the case. Not everybody in the facilities are doing those things. There's always a small group that does this kind of stuff. Nobody wants to believe it because nobody wants to paint a picture of the full reality. And the truth is, there are some families that are not real. We can accept that. It's not the majority of them. It's a small minority of them. But when you have people like that, the worst thing that happens, it affects those honest families that are here, that are honest families that are together and real. You have the fake families that are there, and they do malicious things, and so what you end up having is everybody suffers for the acts of a few bad seeds in those areas. So this is what we have, guys. We weren't allowed in the inside there. In fact, we were told to leave. We went in there, we asked to speak to someone from administration, and they told us to leave because they had no comment, and we can speak to someone in the government that would possibly give us some information about how to do gain access so we can have an interview. But right now they're very tightly secured, and they are asking everybody to just not interfere with what's going on for their own security reasons, and it's understandable. So out here at Tornillo, they're building, like I said, they're building 29, from what I understand, 29 tents to fit 2,500 people. And I said they're going to be mostly adults. All of them are adults. No children are coming out here, from what I'm understanding at this point. I cannot see over this wall here to show you where they are building those new tents. But like I said, information that's coming out is that they are already started building them, and they are in the process of hiring some security assistants to help with this, the manning of these tents and those that are inside, that are being inside these tents. So what we're going to see in the next coming weeks is the relocation of some people. You're going to have people that are going to be moving from inside El Paso and other areas. They're going to be brought out here so they could be more secure and held safely. Now, from what I understand, these facilities are going to be fully equipped with air conditioning, running water, and all that, etc. And I just talked to a construction guy somewhere down the road, and he said they are working on this stuff. They are working on that, the infrastructure to help make sure it's working properly. So there's running water and running toilets and all that good stuff. But again, I don't have access. I tried to get in there, and I was told to leave because I was not authorized to be in there, and they wouldn't answer any questions. And you know, he was a bit forceful, but that's his job. He's got to secure the area, and it makes sense. No problem there. All right, so guys, here we are out at Tornillo. I came out to show you some tents. They refused to let me in, but I don't know what you can see from here. There's really not much you can see, but some cover off in the side, and maybe you can see the facility in there. But from what I understand, this is not even going to be where they hold. There's going to be another section that's further down, probably further inside, where they're going to actually be able to do the actual, where they're actually going to house the immigrants. So right now, again, you have a construction vehicle right here that's leaving from doing his job. You've got looks like he's got water, and you got some people who are working there, some contractors working that are leaving. So these guys are doing their jobs out here, trying to get this ready so that the people who are going to be coming over here will have all the things that they need, all the resources they need. I would say please share this video to get this information out, to understand why these adults are going to be put here. And like I said, it's most likely going to be just the men. From what I'm hearing, it's going to be just the men for now because of some actions that are taking place within some of these holding facilities. That's why they've been stressing that they need to separate children from the families, because a lot of times the children are not really in a safe environment. Now, that's what we've been told. It's not my opinion, okay? That's just what the information is. Now, whether you believe it or not, again, I said, take everything with a grain of salt when it comes to somebody reporting about things like this who doesn't physically actually work in the place. But I'm getting information from third parties who are actually might be employed or connected or know family and whatever, and they're relaying information. Now, either way, we're hearing this information leak out because it's important that America understands what's happening. I don't care what side you are on, our priority should be protecting the children. That's my stance all along. But at this point, it looks like that's what's happening here. I also mentioned the fake marriages that are happening, that attorneys and judges are being paid in Mexico to make fake wedding, fake marriage licenses, and once they get over here, they're getting legally divorced so that they could, of course, go their own way because they're not really families to begin with. But again, like I said, that's information that has been relayed to me. Okay, so I just thought I'd come out here to report to you what's going on, and to let you know that we're a few weeks away from this actually opening up to house the immigrants. Now, whether or not they're actually going to be held where we're pointing is not. This is a big property. If you look on Google Maps at the Tornillo U.S. Customs and Border Protection map, and you do a zoom in, you can see how big this facility is. This is a pretty large facility. So they could hold a large number of people here. But just on the other side of this facility, down this way, there's a port of entry. There's an actual bridge to go to Mexico. You can go over that way. So guys, this is me reporting, Ben, from Sun City Live Streams, about some information that came out about why this facility is opening and what kind of people are going to be held in there. Okay, so I can't really see the screen, so I can't answer any questions. Let me see. I can't see. Hold on. Okay, Julie, I see you about why are they building them. Yeah, the process is very difficult. Some of them are legal asylum seekers, some of them are not. But until they find out for real, for who's really truly asylum, the last number I heard is that 90% of the people applying for asylum are not being granted asylum. So it's more like a 10% that is being approved for asylum. So the large number of people are being denied and sent back to Mexico. The ones who are being held here are new. They just came across, and they're going through the process themselves. But in the process of holding the men and children, there are some crimes happening within the facilities. So it's best that they take the men, at least in their opinion, and separate them from the women and children. So that's the report from out here in Tornillo. It's like 150 degrees out here, and it's hot, and I think I've already got dehydrated twice while I'm sitting out here. So guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and finish this live stream and let you know that as soon as we hear more news from this facility, as soon as we get more information, we're gonna go ahead and report to you and let you know what's exactly is going on here, so that way Americans can get the full picture on both sides, whether it be what we want to hear or whether it be what we don't want to hear. If we're going to accept the truth, we got to get the truth and let us decide what's real and what's not, and what's acceptable and what's not. It's a very divided country right now, especially on immigration. But there's too much false truth being put out there. False, however you even say it. There's a bunch of lies, there's a bunch of truths that are getting watered down. But what I'm telling you, from my information that I'm giving you, is from sources within the system, not necessarily this facility, but others who are familiar with what's happening here. So guys, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. And please share this video to let people know what's going on, give them the free information. Again, Sun City Live Streams, we are official press now, so we have a right, just like all of us citizens have a right, to come and question what's going on. And you see here, they got the security here to make sure we don't go back in, because they want to make sure that we don't disobey the rules and they have in the sense. And that's fine, they're doing their jobs, you know, that's fine. I don't mind that. They were respectful. They asked me to please come outside the gate, that they had no comments, and essentially said to call the government to get an appointment to talk to somebody. So, and that's fair. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the way I would do it. That's the way anybody else would do it. There's no secret in there. It's just got to be secure, and it makes perfect sense. So I'll go back and I'll reach out to the border, Customs and Border Patrol. I'll reach out to ICE, or reach out to anybody in the government that I need to maybe set up some kind of meeting, interview or such, so that way we can make sure that Americans are hearing the complete story. And it's important. We all should know. We pay taxes. This is our tax dollars being used right here. And there's nothing wrong with us asking questions. If we get to a point where we can't ask questions and have answers, then we are no better than communist China, or North Korea or stuff like that. So I do what I do as much as I can, as available time, to help out myself and you guys to see what's going on. But I can only do so much, right? I'm one guy. I'm not the ABC, CBS, Fox. I don't have those that name to that platform to help motivate them to let me talk. But either way, social media is here. Social media is what we're doing so that we can help you guys understand what the other side or what the complete picture is. And so that there you have it, guys. Please feel free to share. And you're welcome, Dean. I just do what I can. And let everybody know what's going on here and share whatever you want to do. But nonetheless, until I have more information, this has been from Sun City Livestream signing off. Thank you for watching.